This video is about building Java programs, exercise from chapter 15, which is about creating your own collections class, exercise 5 running total, and we're doing it in the Practice It website. So you're given an array int list here, and you're supposed to return a new array int list here that adds up the values at each point. So the first element is the sum of the first element. The second element is the sum of the first two elements, so that'd be 5. The third element will be the sum of the first 3, so that's 10. Next is the fourth, so that's 14, etc., etc., etc. So this chapter is really about creating your own collections class, and so to do that, they've shown you this array int list, which is similar to how the ArrayList class is created. This problem actually isn't going to teach you much about how to do that, but it's still useful to kind of show you how things work. So I'm not going to give you the code to solve the problem, but I'm going to at least run you through code. Oftentimes students just don't know where to start with this problem. So if you've read chapter 15, you know that the array int list is defined by this element data and size. And our code is going to go in here, so we don't have to declare a class. We just have to have a function. So I'm just going to do a couple examples here just to show you how you can interact with the ArrayList function. So first of all, let's just try printing off all of the items that are in this array int list. So I'll do a for int index equals 0 for well, index is less than, so we see here that there's a size item. So we're going to do this dot size and index plus plus. And then we're not going to worry about the fence post here. We're just going to do sys out. No, can't do that. System.out.print. We're not going to do the print ln of element data of index, and then we'll add it with a space. So let's just do that. This is obviously not going to pass their test. We have to return something here, otherwise it's going to complain. So let's return. Let's see if that'll get me by. Okay, it got me by. All right, so here's the test input, and here's our test output. So we've successfully navigated looking through the inner data. Okay, so we know how to do that. Now, this particular problem asks us to sum up all the numbers before us. I'm not going to give you that code, but let's try building a new list, and let's just try incrementing. We'll return a new list with the previous element added with 1. Okay, so first we're going to have to create a new array int list. So we'll call array int list of results equals new array int list of this dot size. So that creates a new list. Then we're going to add 1 to each value. So we're not going to print out. Well, we'll do that at the end. We'll do that at the end, but let's have another loop here. And this loop will, so element data of index equals, we'll just do plus equals 1. Okay, so that's going to add 1 to every element. Let's run that. Okay, so we started out with 2, 3, 5, 4, 7. We get 3, 4, 6, 5, 8. So yes, that's working as well. This problem obviously asks you to look at elements other than the current element. I've modified the code here to check to see if we've got more than one element, and if so, I'm going to sum up the previous 2 elements. And last time I forgot to actually use the int array int list result. So I'm doing that, and I had to change it so that there's a results.add instead. And also the array int list doesn't have an accessor, so I'm just using the array int lists to string to print the result here. So when I try that, you can see that so the first element here, the output, was just itself. Then, since we're past the first element, now it's going to add the past two items. That'd be 5, and then 5 and 3 is 8, and then 5 and 4 is 9, 7 and 4 is 11. So you can see we're getting very close to the result that you want now. But you're going to have to actually add up all the results before it. I would suggest you keep a running total as you go through to see what the current total is, and then you can just add that element to the list. So hopefully you found that helpful. Please like and subscribe.